Instagram stories for Friday, February 14th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill, and this is the weekend edition of the Instagram stories. Today on the show, we'll have some TikTok news. YouTube rolls out a new update that will allow you to do more with AI video than you ever have before, and I think it will definitely change how you think about creating content. Additionally, the head of Instagram will stop by to talk about how to maximize reach on the platform, as well as explain how Instagram handles someone else reposting your content. And as a little bonus, I'll share some hooks to help you get better views on the content that you make. All that and more on today's episode, but first, here's a word from our sponsor. Welcome back. The biggest news of the day is that TikTok is now reinstated for download on both the Google Play and Apple App Stores in the United States after both companies, Google and Apple, received official assurances that they will not be fined for facilitating access to the technically banned app. If you were someone who removed the TikTok app when it was banned over that weekend of January 18th, 19th, and you didn't have an easy way to put it back on your phone, well, now you do. Be sure to go to the official app store for whatever device you use and download it directly. Let's move on to some YouTube news. Last year at the Made at YouTube event, the team at YouTube announced updates to Dream Screen, which is a feature that lets you create unique AI backgrounds for your shorts with just typing in a text prompt of what you want that unique AI background to be. The YouTube team has now announced a major upgrade to the integration of Google's DeepMind newest video generation tool, which is called Veo 2. And they're launching a new capability powered by Veo 2, which is the ability to create standalone video clips generated by AI that you can add to any of your shorts. What does that mean? If you were working on a video and you needed a specific scene for that video, but you just didn't have the footage, or you had something in your imagination that you wanted to create, but you didn't have what you needed in order to do that, you could now type in text to have this tool generate a video clip that would fit in with whatever you needed in your video, or create something from scratch that you could only just imagine. Here's a clip explaining how this would work.
With Dream Screen, you can create standalone video clips for your shorts. In the Shorts camera, tap the lower left icon. Then tap Create. Describe your idea, pick a style, then tap Create. The Dream Screen tool will generate image options you can choose from. You can use the still image or create a video. Drag the edges of the video or image to the length you want, then tap Done to add the clip to your short. You can continue recording or add in another Dream Screen clip, or if you're ready, publish your creation for the world to see. What will you dream up? Try it out.
If you've ever been working on a video and you needed a specific clip, maybe the one you shot wasn't right for whatever reason, or it didn't fit properly, or you just had something different in mind than the clips you had access to, the ability to generate that on the fly, I think is absolutely huge. And I'm not aware of any other platforms that are offering it the way Google is through YouTube Shorts. I will link to the article so you can read more about it, but I'm very excited about where this is all going. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, the head of Instagram is going to stop by to tell you how to maximize your reach, and I will share some hooks that you can use to start off your videos. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Here's the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, talking about the things that you should be looking at in your Instagram analytics so that you can ensure you maximize your reach on the platform. Here's the clip.
These are the three metrics you should pay the most attention to if you're optimizing for reach. Now, I want to be clear, you need to be you and be authentic. Don't just care about reach, but obviously you want to create content that's going to reach more people. And yes, follower count matters, but if you understand what's driving your follower count and what's driving your reach per post, take a look at the average watch time, if it's a reel, and the like rate and the send rate. So the total likes over total number of people reached and total sends over total number of people reached. These will give you a sense of how watchable the video was, how likable it was, and how shareable it was. And then look for patterns. Are there things that you've posted typically that get a lot more likes but not a lot of sends, or vice versa? And then consider doubling down on the patterns that work and then moving away from the ones that don't while staying true to yourself. Hopefully this will help you optimize and get the most out of Instagram just a bit more. More to come. Peace.
What he's saying makes sense, but as somebody who very rarely gets their content shared, it's a bit of a frustrating experience because how can you grow unless people share your content? The answer to that is to focus on making content that people want to share. In my experience, that has to be content that features them, that they are some way involved in the creation of or feel meaningfully connected to. If you are a brand and you are creating content, are people sharing that content? And if not, what can you do to make content that people want to share? This is a really important thing that's worth spending time thinking about. I'm going to play another clip from the head of Instagram answering a question. The question, can you make it so that we can get automatic notifications when others are reposting our reels? Now, interestingly, you can't just repost a reel directly within the Instagram app. You have the ability to share it to your stories, of course, but you can't just repost like you can, for instance, on X or Threads, where you can just repost directly. If someone was to download your reel and post it again, if it was the exact same reel, good news, Instagram will protect you in that scenario. Here's the head of Instagram explaining how this works.
So we want Instagram to be a great place for original content creators. So when we do detect, and we don't always catch, but when we do detect that someone is reposting your content, your reel, we're not only going to notify you about it, but when that other post was going to be seen by someone, we actually swap it out and show yours instead. Because we want to, as much as we can, reward the original content creator, not the aggregator. Now that said, if it was never even posted on Instagram or it's modified in some way, we might not be able to detect that it was copied, but when we do, we swap and we notify.
If you have worked very hard on your content and someone reaches out and they say, hey, I want to share this content, do you mind? Maybe they offer to pay you, maybe they don't, but then they repost it without your permission. Good news, you will potentially get those likes and comments and your content will be seen instead of the person who reposted that. And the last piece of Instagram news that we're going to talk about today, the head of Instagram posted on Threads, quote, some of you may have seen that we're testing a new button next to comments on Instagram. This gives people a private way to signal that they don't feel good about that particular comment. I want to be clear, this is a test. There is no dislike count, nor will anyone know if you tap the button. Eventually, we may integrate this signal into comments ranking to move more disliked comments lower down. Our hope is that this might help make comments more friendly on Instagram. End quote. Nice to see Instagram doing this test, and I appreciate this clear explanation of it. I will link to this Threads post in the show notes so you can read it for yourself. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today, engaging hooks for Instagram Reels. The team at Digipax created an infographic showing 30 engaging hooks for Instagram Reels, like, this is a game changer, or here's a secret I've been keeping, or the best advice I've ever received, or here's what no one tells you about whatever. These are really good prompts to get you thinking of content that you can create around this, but also these hooks are things that people will want to at least find out what you're talking about and at least give a few seconds for you to explain how you learned this information and how it changed your life. I will link to this graphic so you can get all the engaging hooks. And if you make a video using one of these hooks, please tag me in it because I want to see it. And also, I want to make videos using these hooks as well. So hopefully you will see that on my page very soon. As always, everything I talked about today in the show, you can find directly in the show notes, including links so you can see the videos and more documentation and background information that you want to read. I just make it concise so it fits into the show in a short amount of time, but sometimes you want more details around it. And that's what the show notes are for. As always, thank you so much for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things that I'm positive you should absolutely be aware of.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.